Hi Sevens, welcome back to term 4, and in the first 3 weeks you are going to be working on an inquiry project. So this is more of an explanation video. So like last term, this term will be unlike any other term you've ever had. We have the opportunity to be creative and critical thinkers in a way that we never have been able to before. This term our learning will be broken up into the following. Weeks 1 to 3 will be the inquiry-based project, so the Shark Tank Challenge, which is what I'm going to be explaining today. In weeks 4 to 7, there'll be a short economics unit back at school, and that's hopefully if COVID allows. And then in weeks 8 to 10, you'll be doing a 2021 transition program. So welcome back. So the task you'll need to do for the inquiry project is to come up with a great idea or product, and then create a business that will sell your product, and then create an advertisement that promotes that product. So it's trendy to launch a startup business these days, but it also takes a lot of hard work. First, you have to come up with an idea, and then a business that will sell that idea to a potential investor. So you'll notice that an investor is an individual that puts money into a business or product in the hopes of financial return. So an investor might be somebody who gives you, $100,000 in order to make your product and sell it in the hopes that they may get more than $100,000 back. However, a great idea or product and business is only going to be profitable if you can promote and advertise that product in an exciting way. So when we're talking about the word profitable, we're talking about something that makes money or is beneficial in other ways. So if you make a walking clock, for example, you would hope that you could make it for $10 but sell it for $15. That means that you get a $5 profit. So much like the show Shark Tank, you'll be creating a product and business and advertising it as if you are going to be presenting it to the sharks or investors on the show Shark Tank. So the task for the next 3 weeks will be so in week 1, come up with a great idea or product. In week 2, you create a business that will sell your product. And in week 3, you create an advertisement that promotes your product. You may want to watch the following Shark Tank pitches to get an idea of what type of products that are pitched on the show. Now, I'm not going to play them for you. You can watch them yourself when you get the PowerPoint. But all you need to do if you want to find some of your own is go onto YouTube and type in Shark Tank. So you've got a few there. So basically, you create an original product, you create a business to sell your product, and create an advertisement to sell your product. Now, let's be clear here. The products don't actually have to exist. So if you're saying you want to build a robot that does laundry for you, right? This is an idea. You don't have to actually build a functioning robot. You're just essentially building a product that could do these sort of things. So, week 1, create, design your product and how much it will cost. So you want to create or design a product which you would like to sell. Your product should be unique, useful and meet a need. You may want to look at product ideas on the internet for inspirations. So let's have a look at those 2 words that are underlined. So a product is an item that's offered for sale. And let's say, for example, I say my product is going to be a walking clock or baked goods, right? And then I can sell them. That's a product. A need is something you require because it is essential or very important rather than just wanted. So what you need to do for this section is to create a product which can be drawn or built, and you just take a photo, and you can try to establish the costing of your product and answer the following questions. So how much money would it take to make the product? Try to explain how it would be made and the individual costs associated with it, and how much the product will cost based on how much it costs to make. So I've given an example, and I'm going to show you. We'll do that in a minute, but as a class, what we'll do is we'll do a brainstorm, and we'll get to, have different ideas, we'll put them together, and I'd like you to do the same sort of thing, come up with different ideas. And you can go onto Google for inspiration. You might want to type in cool products, great product ideas, or interesting products, right? And try to get as much inspiration as you can, right? I'm going to give, for this example, baked baskets. So I've created my own product here. So it's going to be a specialty baked goods that are delivered to the door. So this is my example. So you need to design your product and include a picture of your design. Yours is going to be better. This is just an example, right? So you can hand draw your product or use Photoshop or create items using using items that you have at home, and then you take a photo. Your picture should be labeled, right? And you could probably break it down better than what I could. I reckon you've got some great ideas that you could actually really use. So you label it, and here's an example. So I've done baskets that have baked goods in them. So the baskets themselves would adhere to strict hygiene and health and safety standards. Customers can include personal messages, so you can see, to Rachel, love Mike. The baked basket is different from other deliveries as they are made on the day and delivered, and are customizable to the customer. So if they don't want chopped chips in the chopped chip cookies, then we will take them out. Baked baskets will deliver to their home or workplace. It doesn't matter where they are, we will deliver. The baked basket will contain a variety of different baked goods such as cookies, brownies, tarts, pies, fudges, whatever they want. If we have it, a recipe for it, we will include it. So baked baskets will be made to order, and customers will have options on how they would like their baked goods presented. So if they have a particular colour that they like, then they can work through that. So I've also included some of my other varieties. So some of the other baked basket varieties that can be made to order depending on taste. So we've got the cookie and cream basket, we've got the bread basket, we've got the thank you basket, the Mother's Day basket, the autumn basket. So we've got all these different baskets, and when you're creating your product, you may want to have different designs. So let's say, for example, you're going to do a robot, right? You may want to have different coloured robots or different types of skills or tasks that it can do. The next step is to establish the cost of your product. So you'll need to try and establish the costing of your product, and this can be done by researching how much it could possibly cost to make your product by comparing it to similar products and individually costing each part of your product. So you're going to have to be a little bit, you have to use some real research with this bit, because it might be difficult to work out how much your robot's going to cost if you don't know how much a robot actually costs, right? So you'll need to do some research, find out if there's similar sort of products out there and how much it costs to make them. And when you're completing this section, you should answer the following questions. How much money it would take to make the product? Try and explain how it will be made and the individual costs associated with it. And then explain how much the product would cost based on how much it costs to make. So you're answering two questions here. How much does it cost to make your product, and how much are you going to sell your product for? So here's an example on the next page. So I've done my baked basket, and I'm going to base it off one of the recipes. So how much money does it take to make my baked basket product? For the sake of this analysis, I'll use one of our favourite baskets, the cookies and cream basket. that contain our famous chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. The cost of the basket will be highly variable depending on a lot of factors. The cost of the ingredients in my area, where I purchase them, what brand I get or store brand, and whether the package is on sale. To make 4 dozen, so 48 chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, it will cost $4.85, and you can see how I've broken that down on the right. The cost of the basket itself is $9. The cost to decorate the box is $2, and then plus delivery is $7.99. A similar service which also delivers the same oatmeal cookies, but only provides 1 dozen cookies, is $17.95. And that's where I found online something that's similar. So this is the kind of detail that you need to go into. You need to actually break it down. Why does it cost the way it costs? So here it is. As I've previously stated, so how much am I going to sell my cookies for, or sell my baked baskets for? As I've previously stated, to make 4 dozen 48 chocolate chip cookies, it will cost $4.85. The cost of the basket is $2. I worked that out. It wasn't $9, it was $2. I found it cheaper. The cost to decorate the box is also $2, plus delivery is $7.99 based on Uber Eats delivery, and that's the most that they're willing to charge. In total, that means it costs about $16.84 to make 48 cookies, wrapped and delivered and decorated. The cost of labour, so it's only going to be me to start off with, will need to be factored in. Let's say I added an additional $5 for every batch of cookies I made to pay my worker, so me. I will also need to make a profit. And we've talked about profit before. Profit is when you are making an additional money on top of what it costs to actually make it. So I'm going to add $3 to the cost to ensure that I'm making money for my product. The total cost of the delivered cookies, including my services and with a profit, added would be $24.84 per box. You should ensure to factor in the cost it will take to make your product, the cost of your workers, an additional redundancy to ensure that you make a profit. And for those people who are interested, redundancy means the inclusion of extra components which are not strictly necessary for functioning in case of failure in other components. So because I'm the only worker, I already get paid $5, but I want to make sure that I actually do get a profit. So I'm adding an additional $3 just to make sure that I come out on top, and I'm not just doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I want to be making money, and that's how we make good business. So that's all week 1. So all you need to do is create a product and work out how much it's going to cost. In week 2, you're creating your business. So you want to create a business or a company that will sell your product. You should answer the following questions. So what is your company going to be called? What is your product going to be called? What is your slogan? What is going to be your business logo? What is going to be your philosophy or your purpose or your mission statement? So for example, McDonald's has the mission statement of providing the fast food customer food prepared in the same high quality manner worldwide that is tasty, reasonably priced, and delivered consistently in a low-key decor and friendly atmosphere. The Courtyard by Marriott, so that's like a hotel, to provide economy and quality-minded travellers with a premium, moderate-priced lodging facility which is consistently perceived as clean, comfortable, well-maintained, and attractive, staffed by friendly, attentive, and efficient people. And then work out who would be your competition. So you need to answer those questions. There's going to be an example on the next slides, but before we do, let's go through those definitions. So a business, which is what you're going to be creating, is defined as an organisation engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. So a business could be McDonald's, it could be KFC, it could be Jim's mowing service. They're all businesses. A slogan is a short or memorable phrase used in advertising. So things that people are going to remember. I always remember the Vegemite song, you know, Happy Little Vegemite. It puts a smile on every face. That is a slogan. And a mission statement is a formal summary of the aims and values of a company, organization, or individual. So here's my example. You should probably go into more detail. I just did it as an example, but you always explain your answer. You don't just say what your slogan is. You actually give reasons as to why that's what the slogan is. So here's my logo on the left, and I've explained why it's the logo. So it's baked baskets and some of the products that will be sold in the baskets. The purple ribbon is most likely going to be a feature of the product line. So most of the ribbons and decorations of the baked baskets is going to have some sort of purple in it. So what is my company called? The name of my company is going to be Baked Baskets Incorporated. I wanted to make sure that my customers knew what the company was called and what we sell without having to do additional research. So as soon as they say, I work for Baked Baskets, they knew that I sell baked baskets. What is your product called? I sell baked baskets. It accurately describes the product that I will be selling and encompasses the different types of baked goods that will be incorporated into my baked baskets. What is my slogan? So a slogan of Baked Baskets Incorporated is, when you can't be bothered baking, bring a baked basket to the party. So the slogan tries to meet the growing demand of customers who rely heavily on convenience, but want the credit of providing something that is handmade and delicious. So a lot of people would rather order something online, but are sick and tired of getting, greasy food or things that come in wrappers, right? This is going to be homemade. My business or philosophy, my mission statement. So the mission statement of Baked Baskets Incorporated is to provide a customizable baked basket that delivers homemade baked goods without having to rely on convenience food. The baked goods will be made fresh to order and will be presented in such a way that whether they are for friends, family, or even yourself, you will always feel as if the basket was made especially for you, and that's because it was. Who would be my competition? There are numerous different baked delivery schemes running in both Australia and overseas. However, most of these services are running from individual bakeries or as part of a hamper service. As a result, places like Harry and David, iPantry and Hampers with Bite are running at twice the cost of baked baskets. From individual stores in the immediate area, places like Baker's Delight and Mrs. Fields do offer delivered baked goods through a second party such as Uber Eats. But the price of individual cookies and slices often costs the same amount as it would for a batch of baked basket goods and would not be presented as nicely or be customizable. So when they're talking about competition, they're saying, what is a similar product that you have or that is similar to your product? So that's week 2. In week 3, you're creating an advertisement. So with advertisement, you're selling your products to the shark. So you're trying to get people to buy your product. So you can do this in numerous different ways. You could create a poster, a video, web page. You could even do a news report on it. You can do it any way you want. If you're struggling, you may just want to do a poster. So if you struggle with getting things done, you may want to just do a simple poster and it's nice and easy. But essentially you need to advertise your product. You should include the following in your poster or video or web page, whatever. So a picture of your product, the name of your product, the cost of your product, where it can be purchased, and your business logo. Right? There are going to be different examples on how you can advertise your product on the next couple of slides. But first, before we do that, let's go through the word advertisement. So an advertisement is an announcement online or in a newspaper, on television, or on a poster about something such as a product, event, or job. You're just going to be doing it for a product. So here's some examples. Here's my poster advertisement. So I've got my slogan on there. Here is my logo. We can even click on my Facebook and it'll go to the Facebook page. Here's my picture. Here's the price range. So different baskets cost different amounts of money. Where they can order it, because I don't have a store, you just go straight and call these people up. By the way, that is a fake number, so don't call it. And essentially it's just giving a general overview of what my product is. So I've given some information and made sure that they're aware of it. Here's my Facebook advertisement example. I've got set up a little web page, baked baskets. This is all fake, by the way, but it gives a general idea. I've got the logo, I've got a picture of my product, I've got the information there and where they can order it. I've even got my website there, which once again is not real. And then baked baskets slogan right there. So it's quite simple to do that as well. It's not hard. There are templates online. So I hope you liked the video advertisement of my baked baskets product. You can present your entire assignment any way you want. You can make it a video so you're presenting it to somebody. You could make a PowerPoint like I have. You could do it as a report. Whatever way you want is up to you. You can be as creative as you want. It's completely up to you. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask your teacher. We'll be more than happy to help, and it will be due in at the very end of the 3rd week. So the first week is going to be the hardest. It's the 2nd and 3rd that become very, very easy. So my advice is to split it up into the 3 weeks and make sure you get those things done in that time. Alrighty, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.